This is how you know who the abusive one is, because it reflects entitlement, willfully ignoring details, twisting words, disregarding nuances, all to justify behavior. I'm going to purposefully ignore the things that you said so that I can keep running my narrative, because my narrative is the only one that matters. Abuse lies in an entitled belief. And you know it's an entitled belief because it strips people of their autonomy and their right to make their own decisions, objectification, and it gives you permission to mistreat someone. Expectation of submission and no accountability. So in the video I made about texting and control, and you can find it through this comment there were so many people that justified the way he reacted to me. So like, because he felt ignored, he was justified in slamming me with abusive messages. He was also justified in giving me the silent treatment after. It makes me realize that there's a lot of people that don't understand some of the beliefs they hold are rooted in entitlement. You don't have to like or agree with other people's decisions, but if you believe in autonomy and you value autonomy, you accept that we are all allowed to make our own decisions. So in the texting example, the expectation to manage his triggers for him, to have my phone glued to me, to pacify his anxiety, all of these expectations dehumanize me to that of an object and give him permission to act the way he did, which is evading accountability. But the people who made those justifications refuse to acknowledge one simple, very basic thing. The behavior he demonstrated reflects entitlement. When someone doesn't do what you want, in this case, me answering my phone, you feel entitled and justified to behave abusively. And so that's when in the comments people started to say it was reactive abuse. In order for the scenario I described to be considered reactive abuse, I would have needed to do something abusive to him for him to be reacting to. Remember, I told him exactly where I was going and what I was doing and how long I would be. There was no betrayal trauma in our past, and he had all of the information he needed to pacify any attachment wounds or triggers. He reacted to me being unavailable by phone for 2 hours while I was shopping. The only possible way this could be perceived as abusive is if you feel entitled to updates and check-ins. If you feel entitled to monitor your partner. Monitoring somebody's whereabouts, making them check in, this creates a power imbalance where now I am below you and I have to report to you. Power imbalances drive abuse. So now people say, well, I'm not intending to monitor, but I do have expectations. I hold an expectation that when I text my partner, they will respond. And that's a reasonable expectation. But having an expectation doesn't mean it'll happen. And if they don't respond, it doesn't give you permission to berate them for not responding. If you think it does, again, you feel entitled to a response, you're treating a human like an object, and because they didn't submit to your wishes, you're justifying being abusive. These are the 4 pillars of abuse: entitlement, objectification, expectation of submission, and a lack of accountability.